In this lecture, we'll be taking a look at how custom events can be used with form input components. In order to work with custom events with form input components, we'll be making use of a vModel directive. There are only two prerequisites that we should be taking care of. Our component should accept a value property and it should emit an input event with a new value. So you can see that we have our input over here, and it is making use of vBind directive to associate itself with the price property that we have, and then it's associating that price with the currency data attribute that we have defined over here, initialized with 0. Now, when we are entering any value in the text box, at that point of time we'll be calling this method called update value, and this is just taking whatever value we are entering in this text box and passing it to this function, update value. Now, here in our methods collection, we'll be defining this value, update value, and we'll be writing the function. It will accept the parameter value, and inside this we can simply say this dot $refs dot input dot value equals, I'll be multiplying that number, let's say by 2, and finally I'll be just emitting this out. So I'll say $emit, and here we'll be emitting the input. Let's convert this to a number, whatever value we just now received. So here what I'll do is I'll have a variable, and let's call as result, and then this result will be actually passed here as well as here. So whenever we'll be entering something in our text box, the result will be calculated here by multiplying that entered value with 2, and finally we will be emitting this event. Now this event that we are emitting will be received in our app.view component, and here we can make use of vModel and then the price attribute over here, and we can just include this price over here as well. And here we have introduced the computed function for total. So all in all, what we are doing is whatever value we are entering in our input field over here, we are simply updating that value by 2. So if user is entering 2, we will be multiplying it with 2, and the value becomes 4 in the update value. And that is what we are then assigning back to the same text box using this .refs.input.value. And finally we are emitting this result. Now when we are emitting this one, it's being received over here when we are making use of vModel equals price, and based on this the computed function gets called, because here the price is changing, so the total will get updated and the result will be shown over here in the paragraph text. So let's go ahead and execute this and see it in action. Now here's the text box. Initial value of price is 11. Now let's go ahead and enter 2. You will see 4 coming up in the text box, because 2 multiplied by 2 equals 4. And as soon as this gets updated, you can see that the total value is also getting updated. Let's go ahead and make this 8. That's 8 into 2, 16, and total over here is also reflected as 16, because we are simply returning the value actually over here and then just putting a decimal to it. So here in our app.view, in our computed method, all we are doing is just converting it to 2 decimal places. So that's how we implement custom events in form input components.